Hi, we've been learning about the Earth and how things like weathering and erosion can change the appearance of landforms around us. Today, we're going to do a lab that specifically deals with wind. Who is going to make the wind? You are. So for this lab, you're going to need a straw, you're going to need some table salt or sand, and your poker chip also out of your science kit. So you're going to need about a tablespoon, which is just a small pile. Now, I wouldn't go doing this on your kitchen floor or your table. You might want to do this outside so that you don't make a mess. If you have to go outside, I recommend doing this activity on a paper plate. So what you are going to do is you're going to pour your salt on a smooth surface. This represents the sediment and sand and things that settle all over the landform. We are going to use the poker chip to represent rock. And what we are going to do is we're going to create wind to see how it changes. So what you're going to do on this lab is you are going to record your observations and findings on your slide for today. So you are going to take your straw and you are going to create a steady wind. Now you don't want to blow too hard because your goal here isn't that you want to blow everything out from under the poker chip, but rather you want to blow just enough to see how much salt you can blow away without knocking the poker chip over. Remember my glass tilting sideways? Well, it's the same idea. See how much of the salt or sand you can blow away without knocking the poker chip over. So now I am going to create my force, which is wind. Ooh, so you notice that the poker chips are very light, so you have to blow very light. See what I mean? You don't want to do this on your kitchen table, otherwise there will be salt everywhere. It's a good thing I have a vacuum cleaner or Mr. Mike would be really upset with me. So then what you're going to do is look really closely at the underneath side of your poker chip. How much of the poker chip no longer has that sediment under it? Mine is very similar to that glass and similar to some of the rock formations that we see in our very own Mojave Desert and other places like Sedona and also in Utah, where very heavy rock is sitting on top of very small pieces of sediment and it's balancing. And this is just one example of how weathering and erosion can shape the way nature looks. So go ahead and take a moment and record any of your observations, which an observation generally is adjectives that describe what you see. So use colors and scents and use your vision. How does it look to answer how did this change from the beginning to after you were finished with your lab? Go ahead and take a moment and do that. Now you will go to slide 58 to record your observations of your There She Blows lab.